challenge is defined as something that is difficult and that tests someone's ability or determination. The challenge of a new area or challenging weather conditions is what makes us better anglers. This trip I tackled the toughest challenge of the year. This trip was a grind, a journey from pure frustration to total triumph. Join me as I explore these difficult new areas and turn every new water struggle into a lesson learned, earning a big redfish breakthrough. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I hope you guys are having a fantastic week. I think I may have made a big mistake this morning. I'm not sure. We're fishing an area that I have not fished before, and things are looking pretty shallow, and I'm not too optimistic. Let's see if we can make something happen. Alright, we're going to start off the morning with a gold spoon, search bait. This stuff looked all really good on the map, but I was really hoping it would be a little bit deeper. We are at low tide currently. So as the tide comes up, this should start getting better and better, but it's not going to be till midday that we hit high tide, and I don't know how much time I have to fish today. I am seeing bait in the area, which is always a positive sign. There's been a ton of life up here, which has been extremely encouraging. Everywhere else I've fished the past couple weeks have been pretty quiet as far as bait goes. It's just been concerning to me. But main goal today is to find redfish, hopefully a couple snook. We can get on a speckled trout bite. I would not be offended whatsoever. I haven't caught a speckled trout in a long time. But anyway, so that's the game plan, and we'll see if we can make it happen. Now, what I do really like about this area is that pretty much everything is mud bottom. It is going to make it difficult to narrow down where the fish are going to end up being, but at least that should make it a whole lot warmer. The water is actually a couple of degrees warmer than what it was before we had that major cold snap about 2 weeks ago, so there must definitely be something to having a nice mud bottom to keep the water a little bit warmer. Alright, well right now I'm fishing with the current. I don't love that, but I'm just trying to cover some water to try and see if I can find some fish. We're fishing the main river now, and yeah, there's going to be a deep hole over here. And that's what I'm kind of targeting. Not kind of targeting, that is what I'm targeting. There's fish. Hey! What do we got? Hey! We're not going home skunk, boys. Not a giant, but oh my word. Oh my god, to see him. I don't know exactly what that fish means, if it means anything. That was on a main river point, current on it. Definitely took aggressively, but most of those small redfish tend to do that. I kind of fished along this bank. There's a nice deep channel swing right against this bank, so we have a nice drop off right there so they can kind of cruise up and cruise down. Would expect these to be more roaming fish. Oh, is that a fish? I'd expect these fish to be more roaming because there isn't a whole lot of structure, not at least with low tide. And yeah, we'll see. It'd be nice if we get a little pattern going.
I tried replicating this pattern and unfortunately just couldn't get anything to work out. I made the move to a set of dockside scene. It was right in the current and seemed like it had really good depth. Fished around here for a while with the Ned shrimp and I finally got this bite.
60 minutes. 55, 56. Oh, amper stap ek hier so reg in 'n pilaar in vas, Chris. Amper stap ek reg in 'n pilaar in vas. Dit sou goed wees, nee?
Yep.
So, anyways, okay.
At this stage, the day was getting away from me and I was getting extremely frustrated I wasn't putting fish in the boat, so I decided to make a move to one of the areas I knew had some fish in it.
Alright guys, well, my day of exploration is now complete. Now we're trying to salvage the day of fishing. Fishing an area that typically holds fish. As soon as I rolled up, I actually saw a snook. I'm just hoping I can get a couple fish in the boat now. I have seen some gigantic snook here. And you know what? A nice 35-40 incher would definitely turn my day around. Alright guys, if you guys watched my last video, this is the sick rod my dad made. It's a 7.6 heavy bait caster roll with a Penn Squall on there. So this will be my new baby for the 2026 season. I want to start throwing some of these big glide baits. I'm jumping on the bandwagon. There are a couple of guys that I watched that just get it done with these glide baits and catch some absolute monster snook. I've not put my own 40 on the deck of my boat yet, and that is going to be the goal for this this year. I've had somebody else do it, but not me personally. So that is going to be my goal. I'm going to try one or two more spots. Then we're going to make a little bit of a move. I don't have too much time to fish, so I'm trying to just fish the high percentage areas to give myself the best chance of hopefully catching one or two more fish before the end of the day. Oh, you.
Besides those two little snook and one missed opportunity with a bigger snook, it was just absolutely dead. So I decided to make another move and go big or go home.
Alright, ladies and gents, it is go big, grow home now. Got the 8-inch Berkeley chub block here, and we're going to go see if we can go get a big snook on the board.
With the sun having come up, these residential canals were 2 to 3 degrees warmer than everywhere else. I really felt confident with the amount of bait and the warmer water that we were going to get a big snook somewhere in here, at least a follow, but it was absolutely dead. So I made my final move of the day.
Oh, alright, this is the Hail Mary. Gonna get anything big on the swim bait. This is one of the spots that I fished only once or twice before. I did get a couple of nice redfish and snook on here in the past, and I've just been kind of waiting for the tide to get to the right level. All the good structure is pretty shallow, so if you don't have the high tide, this is pretty barren, or I'm sure the fish are still around here. It just makes it way more difficult to target them. Oh my god, my bloody name. Vergeet. Idiot. There he is. Alright, I think she's getting ready to go. Starting to kick. There she goes. Whew. Oh man. Wow. That was the fish I needed to turn my day around. I mean, she was sitting in that, I mean, in inches of water again. And I mean, she had to send me a telegram. I wasn't paying attention. And I felt the tick and I thought it was just the bottom. And the next thing I look up and I see there's this big shape right where I estimated my lure to be. Wow. Wow, 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 wow.
Now after this big redfish, I was absolutely ecstatic. I didn't really think I was going to see anything else the rest of the day, but I found these isolated oyster bars, and they were holding some of these big redfish. I was able to get a decent shot at one of them. Unfortunately, I got a little bit too close to him and he spooked off. But it was extremely encouraging to see another quality fish on this bank. The rest of the day I spent time looking for these isolated oyster bars to see if I could get another fish on the boat. I was able to find a couple more isolated oyster bars, but unfortunately the water level just wasn't where it needed to be to hold any quality fish on it. Now if you've watched any of my recent videos, it's no secret that I've been struggling getting good quality redfish on the boat. And today's experience with seeing those fish on the isolated oyster bars made me reevaluate what I look for when I'm targeting big redfish. On the East Coast, I was mainly focused on trying to find mangroves, and I think I need to shift my focus to looking for these isolated oyster bars. Definitely in the next couple of trips, I'm going to focus my attention on looking for that type of structure to see if I can find some of these more quality redfish.
Alright, ladies and gents, well that wraps up the day. I better get going before my wife decides to kill me for being home late. It was a gamble today and I got really lucky. I love to hear if you guys like taking gambles like this, checking out new areas when you have no idea if there's going to be fish there or not. Definitely learned a lot, a humbling experience, and definitely fortunate that I do have some areas with fish in there even though they didn't really produce today. But I think all in all, it was a growing experience, and hopefully here before long I can put together a nice little pattern to get some of those other big redfish on the deck. That was pretty sick to be able to do that. If you guys made it to this part of the video, I appreciate the living heck out of you guys. I hope you guys have a blessed week, and I'll catch you in the next video.